What's going on, everyone? Dan Teeman here. So today I have Evelyn on from Evansville Advanced Anti-Aging and Wellness. We're going to be covering a few different things, her experience with us working together, as well as her tips and strategies of how to convert new patients. So let's dive in. The first thing I want to cover, though, is really, before you started with us, you guys have worked with some other types of agencies in the past before, right?
Right. We've worked with numerous ones over the years.
And what has been your experience with that?
We actually were not successful with any of them, honestly, until we started this one. And I would say in a matter of days, we started seeing the volume. We started seeing the patients calling, and they were actually patients that we were looking for, not just somebody looking for a Groupon.
Perfect. So when you said you weren't successful in the past, kind of tell me about that experience. What did happen in the other agencies in the past?
They just weren't I wouldn't say like clientele, because some of them definitely were. They weren't patients that, they weren't screened enough to know that they were, actually know what they were buying. I mean, we've just canceled a contract with a company right now that the patients had no clue what they were buying. They called it a different clinic. There was pictures. They made a Facebook page. That we're a small community. Everybody kind of knows everybody. And when you look up something that says Evansville weight loss, that's definitely not what our clinic's called. And there's no such thing in Evansville. So it felt like people were being scammed, where, there was not one thing. The patients weren't screened enough. I mean, the clientele that we were getting were people that, could not afford our services, or they weren't realistic in knowing what they were buying. They were showing up and
Overall, they just weren't ideal, right? You just weren't
right. Yeah.
So with that being said, then kind of transitioning to when we came in, working with you guys, I know before you said you started seeing patients call right away, but how have you enjoyed the experience though? How have you, what have you enjoyed about working with us more so?
I think just the hands-on as much with you. You're always a phone call, text away, and I appreciate that, because I'm very busy. There are times that sometimes I have to talk to you at 7:30 at night, and you're willing to do that. And you do give us qualified candidates that come in, and they know one, that they're getting, and two, they are qualified. They are the typical patient that we're looking for. So far, I've not had a person not get the product when they come in for the consultation. So I think they're screened and qualified before they even get to us. They're screened and qualified.
Perfect. Now, speaking on the results side, what have been the results so far? I know we've been working together for just over a month now. What have been the amount? I don't know if you guys have been keeping track at all. What have been the dollars and cents?
I honestly, the last time I checked out, it was a little over 11,000, I think. I just added another 2,000. Was doing on a computer before I called you. So, I honestly, if I ran the numbers, I would say they're probably closer to 14, maybe 15. And I don't think we been at it a month?
Actually, I think it actually just re-upped. So we've been at it just
okay.
Days or so.
Okay. Yeah. And we seen within the first, sorry, let me turn that phone off. We seen within, gosh, I think the first week we had, a couple thousand. So, yeah.
Right. It was pretty instantaneous, which was kind of really the cool part. Like, if anyone watching this, basically, we got a 10x ROI within the first 30 days of working with us.
Oh God. Yeah. 10 times over. Yeah, most definitely. Yes.
Really, my last question for you is, would you recommend other medical clinics, medical spas, aesthetic practices to work with us?
I think they would be silly not to. It was not a huge investment, and the return is, it's instantaneously. There's no reason that nobody would. And like I said, she has been in business for many years. I've been here for 5 years. I've never, ever, and every time she gets one of these, I'm just like, oh God, here we go again. And I've never seen one that I'm like, before our 30 days is over, I'm like, okay, we need to stay and look to see what we can do to even improve adding other services onto this.
Perfect. And that's kind of really what we talked about too, before we started this, is really what other services are we going to be looking for and things like that.
Yeah.
Which we'd be adding on, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun when we start bringing
Yes.
the higher end services, especially too, which is really gonna be the fun,
Yes.
the cooler services for people to do.
Mhm.
So really, with that being said, I want to take this into the call of more of the nuts and bolts of what's going on. So, you guys get the notifications. How fast do you guys typically reach out to everybody?
I personally send them a text as soon as I get them. As soon as I get the text message, I will, just say, hey, this is Evelyn with Advanced Anti-Aging Weight Loss. I received your information wanting to talk about coming in for services. I let them know what, the Dysport that I don't say, services. I say that you're looking to come in for Dysport. I'm going to give you a call between, the hours of so-and-so, or, I try to start it as a personal conversation right then and there, and then let them know if I don't know my schedule the next day. I let them know the front desk will call them, at 8:30 in the morning.
And I think that's one of the key things is a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
when I listen to clinic calls, it's just like, hey, okay, like we're open at this time, you want to come in? And it's not
Right.
really like that personalized, right? Like you said,
Right.
you text them right away. You're going to tell them, hey, I'm going to reach out to you at this time or this time when I
Right.
have a few minutes, right? A lot of
Mhm.
times, like you're calling out of the blue, not really even giving that person that type
Right.
of stuff, which I think
Right.
a little bit of that just heads up means a whole world of difference because they're like, oh, you know
Mhm.
what? This is Evansville. They told me that they were about to call me.
Yeah. And I give them the phone number so they can also be aware that that number will be showing up on their caller ID, because I don't answer calls I don't know. So,
No one.
yeah, exactly.
So that's awesome. So, and then you kind of talked on the next point. It was really the scheduling call. You say you come off as, you just start a friendly conversation, act like you're
Mhm.
talking to another human over the phone, frankly.
Right.
When you do get into that kind of conversation, if you could just kind of touch on one or two things that you do bring up, like whether that's like you try to get personal with them and kind of talk to them about like, make a connection or anything like that, kind of
I
talk.
mean, definitely try to make a connection, but then, let them know, I am interested in what they've tried to, for those services. What have you done Botox? Have you had Dysport in the past? What are services that you're looking for? And they might ask, where can I put it? I'll let them know. A lot of that has gone into, they've purchased Sculptra, or they're like, my lip lines, I hate my forehead, my crow's feet, my lip lines. I'm like, okay, well, we, let them know that we do filler and we do other things. And, but, we ask their concerns before they come in. So we are aware of those. We have a phone script that I have my staff follow.
Perfect. Perfect. And that's the main thing too. That key last part right there was the script. You have a
Yes.
script in place. And a lot of times
Yes.
clinics don't even have that. I also like that you dig in, like, what have you done? And what's great is not only can you use that for injectables, but if someone wants body contouring, you can
Oh,
ask
yeah. Yeah.
medical weight loss. What have you tried?
Hmm.
What have you done?
It's right. It's the same script for every service that we have. We have the same thing that we ask, the same thing. Yes.
Perfect.
And I listen to all my phone calls. It might take me a couple days, but I'm listening to all the phone calls that are coming in and out of the clinic.
Exactly. It's like a sports player watching film is all it is. That way, then you know what's going
Yep.
on. So
Yes.
with that being said, the next step of the phase is actually having them come in. So obviously on that scheduling call, you did something correctly that they actually showed up. So now
Yeah.
that they came into the office, what is that kind of with? And by the way, if you're short on time, just let me know. We can
Nope.
just,
Not at all. I'm good. I'm good. Once they come in the office, they check in the front desk, they sign in, they're already sent paperwork. So they bring their paperwork filled out completely. We have them sit in our waiting room that's got a loop playing of all our services. We give them a bottle of water, whatever. And then I go greet them. I give them a tour of the facility, let them know everything that we offer. We go to each room, show them where the bathrooms are. So they kind of, where they're at, and it's just not like you go into a new doctor's office, you don't know where you're at. Then I take them into the injection room, excuse me, where I personally see every single patient that comes in. Nobody gets a service done until I do a consultation with them, not even a hydrofacial. So we go in there, I take pictures of the areas that they're concerned with. We have a tablet. So then I sit down with my tablet and I go over, what your concerns are. I'll show them, this is what I'm seeing. This is what you're seeing, and I'll ask them, are you okay with me telling you what I see? Or are you just concerned about what you're here for today? And majority of the time they're like, no, no, just tell me, what do you think? So I'll go into, you've got some volume loss in your cheeks, you've got a little sagging here, or if they're just like, no, I just want Dysport, I've done it before, I'm good. I'm not saying we don't have those people, because we do.
Yeah.
But if I let them know, these are services we can work on today. We can fill your lips. And I say lip fillers probably the number one thing that I've sold, adding on. And then, the Sculptra, of course, we want something. I've sold a Profound on these people. So it's just showing them and giving them the tablet to hold, and I can show them on the tablet, this is what I see. 100 units of Dysport's probably not going to get all that you need, so we can add on another 50 units or whatever. And I spend about an hour with them. Yeah. So we're going over each individual area, and everything that they need. And then once I'm done, the nurse will, if she has time, I'll have Tabitha come in and she'll do the treatments on the patient. We try to allow for that, because a lot of the people that are coming in, they're like, can I get it the same day? That's not our policy. Absolutely no way. But we have allowed these patients to be able to do it on the same day. And then, yeah.
And you said there's a few key takeaways really quick here is when they come in, you make them feel welcome. Like, you walk them around. I was at a clinic out in, I was in a clinic recently in California. I've gone to a couple other clinics, and they kind of make them just like sit there, and they don't really tell them what's going on. And they kind of just like, you might be a new patient. Mm-hmm. I didn't notice it. Now, it could have happened. I was in the middle of also talking to the clinic owner, so it might have happened. But those are some key things. Like, when you do walk into a new doctor, whether that be a dentist, whether that be your MD, whatever it is, like, you're in this new uncharted territory.
Yeah, it's scary.
You're like, because my chest kind of hurts. Like, I hope I'm okay.
Right. And this is just a big square, but for some people, they don't know that we're just a big square. They might think that there's rooms within rooms. And so, we walk in every room, we see everything that's there, we go through everything, and then I set them down,
Perfect. And and then you talked about that. You talked about being friendly, opening up that way. Showing them everything from rooms to bathrooms, showing them, all those things, and then taking the time to really sit with them. And then you even did one psychology factor in there too. And I don't even know if you recognize it, but when you make that initial sale, you say, all right, what else do you want? And putting it back in their court, or like, what do you want? Or do you want to know what I'm seeing? And what you do actually at a psychological sales factor is put them at ease, because as soon as we give power over to someone else, it's that expert feeling. We allow them to think they're in charge, when really they're not in charge.
Right.
You might say, hey, all right, I just want the Dysport. But people who open up and like, no, like, you're the expert, let me know, right? And it's a key psychological factor that I didn't even recognize until you said it, is that little thing of giving someone control, thinking they're in control, but they're not in control. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those little psychological sales techniques. And then on top of it, you're talking about the upsells too. So it seems like when I at least go through the sheet, you're either upselling more units, or you're upselling all these different things. I think you said a Sculptra at one point.
Yep, we did Sculptra. We've done Profound. I've done a lot of filler for lips and cheeks. A lot. So, and they're getting their first time. They're getting buy one syringe and get one for free.
Okay.
So that's something we're also offering them. And then they're happy and they come back, or they're like, okay, well, I've done my cheeks. Let's do my lips since I'm here. Takes 30 minutes. Why not? So,
with that being said, at what point do you offer the upsell or the filler? Do you do it after you take the pictures and you're looking at everything together?
Oh yeah, we go through everything, and I let them see what the Dysport's going to help with, and then and they have a cosmetic concern that they fill out anyway. So I'm like, okay, well, I see that you put down that your sagging jaws bother you, or you have lip lines. Your volume of your lips isn't where you want it to be. So let me tell you, do you want me to tell you what I would do with that? Or are you just wanting to do the Dysport? And they'll say, well, I'm not real sure. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and give you, whatever. But I just have such a personal relationship with not personal, but like such a good bond with all my patients that are coming in here. Patients have known for years. They can text me, call me whenever. I have patients that text me probably daily, hey, charge my card for this, I want to come in for that. Okay, that's great. So, it's kind of like a concierge service as well,
Totally.
that I've always offered my patients. So, I just try to make them at ease, make it more of a, you know, relaxed atmosphere. It's kind of like sitting with your girlfriends talking about, what's going on. So that's kind of how I make it feel.
Exactly. And that's definitely key to it. I was talking to a clinic. They actually, I'm just starting with them. They're in Indiana too. They're way
Oh,
north of you.
oh, okay.
They're over in I think Muncie. So
Oh,
that's
yeah, it's about 5 hours away.
yeah, they're
Hmm.
up by me over by Chicago. So
Oh, I'm from Chicago. Where are you at?
I'm in like Oklahoma, Elsip area. I don't know if you're familiar with.
Okay. I live in Arlington Heights,
Oh, okay, cool.
McHenry.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. You're going to the racetrack all the time.
Yes.
So that's awesome. So with that being said, you know, you have this concierge feel, and the reason why I bring up that clinic is he's normally was a plastic surgeon, and he just started this aesthetic side in a different part of
Oh,
Montana.
yeah.
So he's having to teach his girls like, hey, we got to be more friendly with people. We just can't be more like hard.
Right. Right. A doctor's office. No, no.
Exactly. He's like, no,
Right.
people are coming in. You want a great. This is like a experiential thing, and that's what
Right.
you're giving people a great experience. So those are really the main questions I had for you. You know, really when it comes down to it, Evelyn.